if we continue to look through this, then we find that the man immediately who blames the woman, again, it's not Eve. It's not using the word or term Eve. It's still saying the woman. He's telling the Lord God again, Lord God. It's her fault. The serpent beguiled her. And she's saying he beguiled her. So what does the word beguile mean? And I think that's the thing that I begin to really look at. It means hoodwinked. It means deceive. It means that some way you've used something to do something to me that I wasn't aware of. So in doing that, she allowed herself to eat, and then what happened to her happened. Okay, she's telling the Lord God that. In verse 14, chapter 3, verse 14, this is so important. And this is a part of something that I think was another revelation for me as to what was happening. Right. And that is that in 14 it says, and the Lord God said unto the serpent, again a serpent, not a snake, because thou hast done this, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all the cattle, above every beast of the field, and upon thy belly thou shalt go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. Well, dust is a very important thing because the universe is made up of dust. The earth is made up of dust. There's a lot of things that dust is made of, but the one thing that dust is made of is dead. Anything that's dead, it's not living.
Because it returns back.
It's dead. So, in other words, what Satan had to eat for the rest of his life, or the serpent had to eat, was dead. Everything was dead things.
Yes.
So, this is really important that you understand that he had to eat the dead, or the dead of who was left wherever. It was dust. Then, verse 15. This is like the major verse, and I encourage you to go back and read it. And it says, this is what God says. The Lord God says, I will put enmity, which means positive hatred, between thee, he's talking to the serpent, and the woman, and between thy seed, he's talking to the serpent, and her seed, which is the woman. And this positive hatred shall bruise thy head, which is the serpent, and thou shalt bruise his heel, which is the lineage of Eve that became the lineage of Jesus. That's right, through her second son, Seth. And then he turns around, the Lord God says, after he's already cursed the serpent, and I'm thinking, well, what did the serpent's seed have to do with any of this?
With the fruit, exactly.
That makes no sense to me. Okay, right. If he was up there going, dangling this fruit, and she just ate of the fruit, what did that have to do with a serpent seed or a woman's seed? Because he's talking about the woman's seed, he's talking about her bearing children. Right. So if you look at the serpent, then it's talking about him bearing children. You can't go one or the other.
Exactly.
So when you go down to verse 16, it says, unto the woman God said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. So he says to make her feel really bad that she is pregnant. Yes. Because it's saying thy conception. It didn't say like, well, in the future you're going to get pregnant. Right. He's saying, I'm going to make it sorrowful for you for your conception right now.
Because you're pregnant right
That's
now.
right. And it says, in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. Notice he doesn't say just one child.
Right.
He is saying children. And he says, your desire, Eve, shall be to your husband, and he shall rule over you. Because what happened was, right there, it's telling you that Adam and Eve were one flesh, and that the man should have said to the serpent, that's my wife,
exactly.
You leave her alone.
Exactly.
And rebuked him, and he did not. And then God turns to Adam and says, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife. Again, it's so important. They were man and they were wife. They were husband and wife. And if that was important, anything that tells us that had they not eaten of this, their nakedness would not have been a problem. They could have had children, it would not have been a problem, because at that earlier point, that's how it was set up. It was only after all this happened that it became a problem. And if you go on and it says, in verse 17, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow thou shalt eat of it all the days of thy life. So in other words, he made Adam responsible totally to look after his wife. Till the ground, be the head of the household. In other words, he was forcing Adam to do what he was supposed to have done in the very beginning.
Anyways, exactly.
So I think those two things are just really important for people to really stop and really get in their mind at this point that we're dealing with a curse upon Adam and Eve in regard to a sexual act.
Yes. And then also, if you go to 3:21, where it talks about, unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord God make coats of skins and clothe them. I see that as they are now going to incarnate in bodies of flesh, where they're going to fulfill all the prophecies that the Lord laid out in Genesis 3.
And the other thing is, if you look at 20, this is another one. This is like a real red flag to pay attention to as well. It says, after all this has happened, and God says, in the sweat of thy face thou shalt eat bread till thou return to the ground, for out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. In other words, they're going to die. He's told them now, you're going to go back to them. But at this point, Adam says he's going to call his wife Eve. He now gives the woman a name. And what does it say? Because she was the mother of all living. And that mother is translated out of every father's family. Well, now, if she wasn't pregnant, why was Adam now calling his wife Eve and saying that she's the mother of all living?
Right, exactly. And if it was a fruit, how could any of this make any kind of sense?
Well, I have heard many people talk, in that chapter 4, that it says, and Adam knew Eve his wife.
We're going to go
there.
But
if we look at this, we're only in chapter 3.
Right.
And we're already having Adam say, I'm going to call my wife Eve after this curse, and she's going to be the mother of all living. So apparently, there's nothing that says there's a sexual act been committed, but it has to have been because he's now calling her a mother.
Right.
Okay?
And then also, too, just with the natures, it makes sense that if Cain was a child of Adam, why would he be a murderer, a liar, and a deceiver? How would
right. He
that
would not
come
have
from
had,
innocence?
That's right. He could not have come from innocence. They had had their children. That would never have happened if they had not had a manifestation with the serpent and something occurred. And if we look on, like you said, God clothed them, they put them on the skins, and then, of course, it says, if right now the Lord God is concerned that if they were to turn around and eat of the tree of life, that they would live forever in a state of really a fallen state, like the serpent and the fallen angels, because at that point in time, if you became like the fallen angels, then that meant that there was no hope, there was no restitution, there was no way for a Savior to come into the world or whatever. So he had to allow Adam and Eve to leave the garden. There was no other choice in this to be able to bring about salvation of mankind. And he did not want man to be in a fallen state like the serpent, because the serpent is fallen forever. There's no restitution in it. Okay, and if we look on further down, it says the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken. And we know that then, of course, he drove them out so they couldn't eat of the tree of life. And then, this is the thing that I have the worst radio shows about questions, is the fact that Adam knew his wife Eve. And I think we're going to get into that.
We're going to get into that on the very next tape. We need to go ahead and switch tapes now. But you're right, Dr. Joy. Everybody always brings up Genesis chapter 4:1, which we're going to go into that now too, because also I'm going to bring up some other interpretations, some other versions from some Targums that were around during the same time. Okay, now we are going to go into the most controversial part of this text, and something that always comes up whether either of us is doing a radio show or I'm doing a show about this. This particular chapter always comes up. Genesis chapter 4:1. And Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord.